god. Oh my god, my friend's gonna go to jail. Oh my god. Beautiful Glamazons, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another story time for you guys. Since it's Thursday, y'all know we turn up on Thursdays. My hair keeps getting caught in like the little flowers though, and that's like really annoying. So my Wingman Chronicles are basically exactly what it sounds like. It's just a series of stories that I tell about all of the times that I had to be a wingman to my friends. You know, just crazy stuff that happened to us back in the day. So I have a playlist. If you guys are not caught up in my Wingman Chronicles, you can check my description box down below. Today's story is going to be about a Christmas brawl, okay? This took place around Christmas time, so I feel like it's kind of like fitting for this time of year, even though nobody should be fighting for Christmas, but you know how we do. Now, before we get into today's story time, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a sponsored video. Thank you to Game Law for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it, you guys. I know, before you guys start trolling in my comments.
I cannot believe that she's doing sponsored videos.
Oh my god, here we go. Another YouTuber doing another sponsored video.
Yes, okay, but just listen for a second, okay? So y'all remember how I was telling you guys that I've just been like stressing out a lot lately, and I feel like I can't get my brain to turn off. So this app is called Dragon Mania Legends, and basically it's exactly what it sounds like. If you guys have seen that movie, How to Train a Dragon, it's kind of like that. So basically you have the power to create your own dragon land. This place is really cool because you can also create actual habitats for your specific dragons. You can create farms to feed them. Basically the entire premise of this app is that there are Vikings during this time that want to take over the lands and the dragons. Their job is to breed beautiful, strong, amazing hybrid dragons to be able to fight off the Vikings. So you actually train them how to fight, and they go all around the land and fight other dragons and just whoop them all the way up, girl, okay? What I like about this game is that you're able to make hybrid dragons and actually see them hatch. So it's like your little babies. You can sit there and pet them, which is something that I really like to do. When you pet them, you get coins, and then you gain coins. Use the coins to feed them. You can use the coins to actually make new habitats and new homes for them. It's a really cool interactive game where you can just create your own land of dragons. You can train them how you want. You can feed them when you want. Hundreds of dragons are waiting here for you to build them a home, take care of them, and help them grow from cute little hatchlings into powerful warriors that will win the entire war against the Vikings. So, able to battle any of your friends' dragons, visit any of your friends' dragon lands, and see what their lands look like. It's a really, really cute game, and I thought it was such an amazing concept, and it's so interactive and it's so cute, and my little dragons are just so unbelievably adorable. So I hope you guys check out this game. If you are interested in checking out this app, I will leave a link down in my description box below. This app is also free to download on iOS, Android, and Windows. So definitely check it out. Let me know your thoughts, and now let's get into the video. Lastly, before we get into today's story time, today's glamour shot of the day is my beautiful Glamazon, Sophie. Sophie, you look amazing. Thank you so much for being one of my gorgeous, beautiful Glamazons. You know that I could not do this without you. I would not be here without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. Now let's get... Okay, so now on to this Christmas brawl story, okay? Because shit's about to get real. It's about to get messy, all right? And this was probably one of the most dramatic years of my life in high school. This took place at my second shitty school, and Alicia was involved. So as most of you guys know, Alicia was my best friend at this school and pretty much my overall best friend in high school. And Alicia lived in my apartment complex, she rode my bus, and she had most of her core classes with me. So we were best fucking friends, okay? That was my girl. So Alicia had an on and off boyfriend that she had been with since the beginning of freshman year, and we will call him Orlando. So she met Orlando, and Orlando was actually a year older than us. So in this story, we were sophomores and he was a junior. Orlando was really quiet. Orlando was like a fly on the wall kind of dude. Like, he really didn't have a whole lot to say. He was kind of boring, and I used to tell Alicia that, bro, your dude is so boring. Like, he's just fucking boring. Like, he has nothing of quality to say. Like, he was like kind of like socially awkward, which was so funny because Alicia was very much like me in the way that she was very outgoing. She had a really really big personality. She did not have any problem speaking up or standing up for herself, which made me want to be friends with her in the first place because I admired that about her. So Orlando and Alicia would like fight and break up and get back together and break up and get back together, and it was like a back and forth thing. But at the end of the day, Alicia belonged to Orlando. He had her heart, he was her first, and that was that. So I never counted on Alicia to stay away from Orlando. And as most of you guys know, like, you know, I don't think Orlando was a bad person. I just think that he was really immature. Alicia was in this long-term relationship and Orlando was always around. So he would like have lunch with us and he would always sit in the cafeteria with us. He wouldn't say much. He would just like fucking sit there. Alicia was raised by a single father and her mom went on with her life and had a new family, and it really hurt Alicia that her mom did that to her and just kind of like left her behind. Her father was so sweet and so nice. But because of that, Alicia just basically had free reign over her entire life because her father worked a lot. So her dad was barely home, so Alicia could basically do whatever the fuck she wanted to do, right? Usually, I mean, I would say maybe 3 to 4 times out of the school week, Alicia would go over to Orlando's house right after school and like spend like 2-3 hours over there. And then she would take the public bus home before her dad got home and he would never even know. So she was like cultivating this relationship with Orlando and her dad literally had no idea. Orlando was Alicia's first, and that was like her first love, and like she fell so hard for him, and he just was like, I did not see what she saw in him because he was like really weird and really awkward and really quiet. He just seemed like the type of person to hold like a lot of secrets. Like that's just like the kind of person that he was. He never had a whole lot to say and he just wasn't like a memorable person. Like he just kind of was there, you know what I'm saying? They had a very tumultuous relationship, and the fact that they were constantly breaking up and getting back together and breaking up and getting back together, and it was like nothing new. It didn't matter how bad the breakup was. Alicia never slept with anybody else while she was like talking to Orlando. So like even when they were broken up, the most Alicia would do was like make out with another guy, but she would never sleep with anybody else because that was like her first love. That was her first. What I liked about him is that he never tried to take Alicia away from me. He never complained about how much time we spent together. So like, you mind your business, I mind mine, you stay out of my way, I'll stay out of yours kind of thing. So, because I really didn't have much to say to him. He just wasn't a personable person. He hated leaving his house like outside of school. He wouldn't like take Alicia on dates. He was just a very closed off person. And like, that's just how I perceived him. And I just didn't see anything special about him that like Alicia saw in him. But anyways, okay, let's get on with the story. So we were at school. It was about 2 weeks before Christmas break. I remember our school was like decorated with all of this Christmas holiday decorations. Like the choir was like going around the school and singing carols and stuff. We had like the little candy cane grams and stuff like on Mean Girls. Like that shit's so relatable. Yes, girl. I didn't get no candy grams though. I was such a fucking loser. I got no candy cane grams. Like nobody loved me. Like Christmas threw up all over our school. I just remember a bunch of like holiday decorations and everybody was getting ready for their winter break, right? So Alicia would always text Orlando and tell him where to meet us. Like, you know, can you meet us like right outside by the gym so we can go to the corner store, or we're sitting at this table in the cafeteria, that kind of thing, right? So he could always find us. It was about 2 weeks before Christmas break, and I remember one day Alicia and I had gone to lunch and she was like texting Orlando to tell him what table we were at in the lunchroom, right? So she texted him and no response, which was really, really weird because even though Orlando didn't really talk a whole lot, he was like at Alicia's beck and call all the time, like all the time. Like if she called him, he would like answer right away, or he'd call her right back. If she texted him, he'd text her right back. So we didn't see him the entire lunch period that day, which was so weird. So Alicia kind of thought that maybe he went homesick, or maybe he's like stuck in class, like I don't know. So, you know, she texted him and 5 minutes went by, no response. 10 minutes went by, still no response. It turned into 20 into 30 minutes went by and still no response, which was really, really weird. Alicia immediately starts freaking out and trying to like threaten his life and shit, like calling him and leaving him voicemail like, where are you, who you with, what you doing, like all that shit. So I had to like stop her and I was like, dude, stop leaving him voicemails. Like it's only been like a half hour, you're tripping. She was like, I saw him earlier, he's here at school, like why isn't he here at lunch with us? And I was like, dude, maybe he got detention, like maybe something happened. Like maybe a teacher kept him late. I don't know. I kind of just shrugged it off like, oh well, like nothing has changed, Alicia. Like everything would be exactly as it is now if Orlando was here. Like calm your shit. I just remember her not being able to let it go. And she was like texting him and like getting all mad. And I was like, Alicia, like you straight up look like you're crazy. Stop. Lunch goes by and still no Orlando. And we haven't heard from him. Like he hasn't texted her back. He hasn't even called her. Nothing, which is so unlike him, right? So on this day, Alicia and I had separate classes after lunch. So I just remember leaving her in the hallway and having to go to my class, and she was like really distraught and like really worried. It was like she could feel something. Like y'all know how I talk about like a woman's intuition. Like I legit feel like that shit's real. Like it really is, because she was acting so weird, and she was like, it was like doomsday for her. Like she just knew something was up. I remember getting text from Alicia, and she was like, I still haven't heard from him. And like every like 20 minutes she was updating me like whether or not she had heard from Orlando. And honestly, I was like, I don't give a fuck. That was our last class of the day. So the class ends and I go to my locker, getting all my stuff into my backpack because I gotta go out to the buses to go wait for my bus so that I can go home. Here comes Alicia down the hallway, and she looks fucking pissed. She looked at me and she was like dead serious, and she was like, I'm gonna fucking kill him. And I was like, why? And she was like I still have not heard from him, and I don't appreciate him ignoring me, and I don't appreciate him not at least telling me if he's okay, blah blah blah. And like I get it, like that's your dude, you're used to hearing from him like every fucking second of the day, and so now that he's like MIA, like she can tell, like it's noticeable for her. So she was fucking pissed. There was one thing about Alicia, she had no fucking patience. We were basically the same person, but like she just did not have any patience for the bullshit. So she was like, there's no reason for him not to have told me what's going on and where he's at. Alicia, like calm down, like let's go home. And of course she couldn't go to Orlando's house because she hadn't heard from Orlando, so she had no choice but to go home. So she got on the bus with me and we went home. So like on the entire ride home, you guys, on the bus, it was just like Orlando, 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 Orlando. As a friend, you just gotta sit there and, you know, just hear them out, right? So I get her home, she's fucking pissed. She texts me later on that night at like 8 or 9 in the evening and was like, I still haven't heard from that fucktard. And I was like, hey, that is kind of weird. Like it's really late now. Like that is kind of weird. Y'all know how I was telling you guys that Alicia and I talked about everything. And basically we were there to make sure that we didn't go crazy bitch status on people without actually having to. So I was Alicia's sounding board and Alicia was mine. So we basically had to make sure that both of us weren't acting like crazy bitches, okay? So I was like, do not keep calling him, stop texting him. Like you can talk to him about it in the morning. Like what if he has like a family emergency or something? Like, you don't know. I remember her just like texting me that evening and was like really worried about him. Like she went from angry to worried, and she was like really upset and worried about him. So the next day comes around and I meet her at the bus stop in the morning. So I went out there and I met up with her and we were waiting for the bus and like trying to stay warm. And she was telling me how she still had not heard from Orlando. So I was like, this is really weird. Like, what if something happened to him? Like, what if he's sick or like whatever? So she was really starting to worry. We go to school and the first thing that we do is go to our lockers, right? So we went to our lockers and we start putting in our shit, taking out our shit and getting ready for first period. I had like closed my locker and like looked over to the side when I closed it, and I peeped Orlando down the hall. And so I was like, what the fuck? Alicia's locker was like 2 or 3 lockers down from mine. So I looked at Alicia like, are you seeing this? Like, you don't see your man right there? But yo, she was fucking oblivious. She was like looking in her locker. And so I was like, Alicia. And so she's like, what? Your future baby daddy is over there. I was like, you better get him. You better get him. She looked at him, you guys, and like her face fell and you could tell that she was about to fuck some shit up. I was like praying for Orlando's safety because she was about to go smooth the hell off on him, okay? See her hands going all wild and she's all pointing at him and like, you know, we got a problem. You got some explaining to do and you need to tell me where you were last night. She's like yelling, so, you know, I just have to like let my girl do what she's gonna do. It has nothing to do with me. I let her do her thing and handle her business, and I peaced out and went to my first period class. I didn't have first period with Alicia, but I had my second period with Alicia, so I knew that I was gonna get all the details and all the updates my second period. So I get to second period and I sit down and I'm like, Spill the tea. Where was he? What did he say? What happened? He was like, he said that he was tutoring yesterday. And I was like, since when does he tutor? He was like helping this freshman kid out with like his math or something, and he was tutoring in the library, and you're not allowed to have your phone in there. I have a lot of questions, okay? My first question is, since when does he tutor? Second question is, how come he wasn't able to text you last night or this morning or at any other fucking point in time besides the time that he was tutoring? Like, I know you weren't tutoring all night long, so why didn't you text my girl back? He gave her some bullshit lie and said that his charger to his phone broke conveniently and that he needed to replace it that day, that his phone had been dead overnight and that he didn't mean to, and it sounded like a bunch of bullshit to me. So I'm like sitting there like, really? That's the best you could come up with? Here's the thing, okay? Orlando had a younger sister that went to our school, and like she knew us, okay? She knew us. Like, we weren't best friends, but she knew us. So like, why couldn't you have like texted Alicia off of your sister's phone real quick, like just to let her know that you're okay? It's a bunch of bullshit and I feel like you're lying. Like, Alicia, do you believe him? Like, what do you think? And she was like, I don't know. Like, she was like kind of on the fence, and you could tell that like he had sweet talked her, and she had already made up her mind that she believed him. And like, at that point, there's really nothing that you can say. So you're like, okay, well, if that works for you, like, that's fine, whatever. That day, Orlando came to lunch with us, and it was like a normal day again. We're all good and all lovey-dovey and shit all over again, and everything was cool. That was how it was with Alicia and Orlando. Like, one day they'd be all about each other, and the next day it's like, fuck you, fuck him, fuck everybody. So like, Tuesday he wasn't at lunch with us, and then Wednesday he was, right? So Thursday comes around, and we're about to have lunch, and we start heading over to the lunchroom, and as usual, like clockwork, there goes Alicia having to text him and tell him to meet us, right? That day we were gonna go to the corner store down the street. So we would wait by the east doors that was like by the gym for Orlando, and then take off, right? So she texted him, we waited and waited and waited, right? So 5 minutes goes by, still nothing. 10 minutes goes by, still nothing. So I'm like looking at Alicia like, dude, we don't have that much time for lunch. I'm hungry. Like, I want to go. Can we just like meet him there? Like, I'm not about to starve because fucking Orlando can't get his shit together, okay? So she called him, and he actually answered. She's immediately fucking pissed, and so here they are fighting. So while she's talking, like the minute I heard that she got him on the phone, I started walking. Like, bitch, either you coming or you not. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm hungry. You know, she was on her phone and she was walking with me. So we're en route to the convenience store. So she got off the phone and she was like, he's tutoring again. And I was like, okay. And I was like, do you know the kid that he's tutoring? And she was like, no, I didn't even know that he was like a tutor. I had no idea. And I was like, that's fucking sketch. He hated talking to people, and you have to talk to people to tutor people, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's something just did not add up about what he was doing, what he was saying. And like, why not tell her in the morning? Like, why are you telling her just now? And how come you weren't answering her text? And why did it take her having to call you for you to tell her that you were tutoring? Like, I got a bunch of questions, and don't fucks with me, because I will answer my own damn questions and I will find out, okay? Alicia's all fucking bummed about it, and she's like, man, you know, he's not gonna be able to have lunch with us. And I'm like, okay. And like I said, there's no difference between us having lunch by ourselves and us having lunch with Orlando. Like, there's literally zero difference. So you'll live. So we go to the convenience store, we do our own thing, and you know, whatever, like, we just kind of went on about our day. Fast forward, now Friday comes around, same shit again. We get to lunch, Alicia texts Orlando, and this time Orlando actually had the decency to text her back and tell her that he was tutoring again. So she finds out that he's tutoring again, right? And I was like, okay, this is really fucking weird. Like, I'd never known him to be a tutor. We were heading over to the corner store again. Like, we had very little coins, but like, we would buy like Slurpees and like little candies and shit, and we just liked walking and getting out of the school for a little bit. So we took off walking, and we're like talking, right? The way that it was set up was like my school, and then a big field, and then like a shopping center right past the field that had like a Chipotle and a convenience store and all of that kind of shit, okay? So we were walking across the field towards the convenience store, and one of our friends, like he was like one of those kids that we knew of and was like a really loud dude, and we will call him Dylan. So Dylan walks up on us and just like starts having like a random conversation. I don't even remember what he said, but he just basically came up and just started walking with us. Like all of a sudden he's gonna be our little lunch homie, and like he was just like a really fun, cute little kid. Like he was our age but like really short for his age, and like really loud. Like he was one of them, and he was always involved in drama. Okay, he was one of them. Like he was always involved in drama all the time. He starts walking with us and we're like having small talk, and then all of a sudden he looked at Alicia and he was like, so what's up with you in Orlando? And y'all know when somebody outside of your relationship uses those words, what's up with you and so, that means that they know something that you don't. Like they've heard something through the grapevine and they're about to spill all the fucking tea, okay? Alicia was like, what do you mean what's up with us? Like, we good? Like what? He said, that ain't what I heard. Fuck, like I just wanted to go to the convenience store and get my Slurpee and just have me a good day, and here comes little Dylan's stupid ass to come over here and just ruin my lunch and shit by dropping this bomb on Alicia. And so I was like, what the fuck? I literally stopped walking, and so did Alicia, and Alicia was like, what you mean? Oh, well, you know, I'm not trying to start nothing. Like, I'm not trying to start no shit. Shut up. Yes, you are. You over here trying to start shit. That's why you still talking. Like, that's why you came over here. Because you are here to start shit. He was like, I don't really know for sure, but I heard that people have been seeing Orlando, like, chilling with this other girl. And we'll call her Trisha. So he was like, I heard that he was hanging out with Trisha, like, during lunch and after school and shit. And Alicia was like, no, he's been tutoring a freshman with math. Dylan legit fucking laughed. He was like, since when does Orlando tutor? Like, I mean, really? Like, Orlando wasn't the brightest person, and he had, like, terrible grades, so, like, why the fuck are you tutoring a freshman? Like, I'm sitting there, you guys, holding my fucking breath, because I can literally see my friend getting heartbroken right in front of me, and there's nothing you can do. Here's Dylan just dropping all of this on her. So I can literally see Alicia's heart breaking right in front of me. Like, she is like not breathing at this point. There was one thing about Alicia that I really admired, was like when she was around people that she didn't really know like that, she would never lose her shit in front of them. Like, she would never let them know that they got to her. So she was like, because I knew her so well, like I could see that she was like fucking dying on the inside, but her response was just like, nah, you got shit twisted. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, oh, okay, well, shit, my bad. Like, I ain't trying to fight you, Alicia. Like, my bad. Like, I just wanted to let you know what I had heard. And so she was like, how about we just stop talking about it? She was like, and she got real serious, and she was like, you don't know Orlando like that. You don't know me like that. She was like, I will talk to my man about it. Like, shit just got like real awkward. And he was like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, I just wanted to like ask you, you know, make sure everything was good. And she was like, it's none of your fucking business. Shit just like flipped. And that was just how Alicia was. When you got too close to her personal shit, she would fucking push you out. If she didn't know you that well, she was not about to have you all up in her business, one. And two, she just did not like letting strangers know that they got to her. So she like had a very strong exterior. We went into the convenience store, we got our shit. Alicia refused to eat. Like, she didn't want anything, and I was like trying to buy her like a candy or something, like chips, something, and she didn't want to eat nothing because she was upset. So when we left the convenience store, Dylan was like, oh, I see my friends, I'm gonna walk back with them. And so like he pieced the fuck out, and he did that because he felt really fucking awkward because Alicia was pissed. We start walking back to the school, right? And it's just me and her. And you guys, she fucking, like, we were in the middle of the field by this time, like, going back to the school, and she broke down, yo. Like, she was, like, so fucking hurt. She went from, like, stone-faced to just crying, and I legit had to hug her and, like, hide her face so nobody could see her crying, and she was just really fucking hurt. I ended up crying. Like, I was legit crying because my best friend was so hurt, and it made me so mad at Orlando. Like, let me fucking find out that you're fucking around on her. Like, are you serious? Like, I had to like hug her, and I was like, you were stronger than this. You don't know what's going on yet. You need to talk to him. Like, don't make any assumptions. Like, everything's gonna be okay. And like, I'm just like consoling her, right? So she wipes her face, and like I'm like fanning her face so like the redness will go away so people can't tell that she was crying. So we go back to the school, and it's like right before our fourth period. So lunch is almost over, so we're about to head over to fourth period. Went to our fourth period class. Legit, you guys, I was like thinking about it my entire class period. Like, I just felt so bad, and I was just like, oh my god, like he's going to break her fucking heart. Like, if she finds out and this turns out to be him being an asshole and just lying to her, and he's been hanging out with another female all this time, like, it's going to kill her, and I'm going to kill him. Like, legit, I'm going to kill him. Fourth period ends, okay, and this is where shit gets real messy, and this is where I need to take a sip of my wine, okay, because shit, oh girl, shit is about to go the fuck down, okay? Get your popcorn, get your wine, because shit's about to go down. We get through our fourth period class, and right after that, school's over, we're free to go. And so the bell rings, and I went to my locker, and I basically like sprinted there. She came over, and she's like packing shit into her backpack, and she looked at me, and she was like, would you mind going to Chipotle with me? I didn't eat today because I was upset, but I'm like really, really hungry. And she was like, and then we can ride the RTD back home. And the RTD is our public bus. So I text my mom, and I asked her if it was okay if I went and got Chipotle with Alicia and then went home. And so my mom was like, fine, okay, that's fine. So we walked across the same field that we had walked across earlier that day for lunch. And we're heading over to Chipotle, and we're walking, and she was like, I just don't understand. She was like, there's just like no way that he would lie to me. She was like, I just know him too well. Like, he's never lied to me like that. Where the pieces fit and how we can make sense of all of this, or is he just a fucking lying asshole? So we're like talking, right? And I remember looking up, and I saw like a group of people, and it was like 4 girls and 1 dude, but they were like way down across the field, right? And they were coming like this. They were coming towards us while we were going the opposite way. So she's talking and talking, and I looked up again, and I was like looking at that group of kids, and I was like, what the hell? And I was like, who is that? And I was like looking and looking, and I was like, that is Orlando. Like, what the fuck? And I legit was like, Alicia, I did not take my eyes off of him because I didn't want him to disappear. So I was like, Alicia, love, Alicia. And she was like, what? And I was like, Orlando's right there. And she looked over, and the minute she looked over at him, he saw her. And he legit stopped walking. Like, it was like a fucking standoff. And we're like 20 feet away from them at this point. Alicia just stops and was like, what the fuck is he doing over here? Like, this boy, I'm telling you guys, he did not like socialize. He hated staying after school. Like, he would bolt straight home. And then before I could even react, you guys, she's power walking towards him. And while she's power walking, she's yelling. She's walking towards him, you guys, so fucking fast that I was like, oh my god, she's gonna hit him. Oh my god, she's gonna hit him. Like, she was walking towards him like, oh, you think this shit's funny? Like, you think that you can just fucking lie to me like that? Trisha was in that group, and Trisha's little ass stepped in between Orlando and Alicia and looked at Alicia and was like, you got a fucking problem? Now keep in mind, Alicia was like 5'9", 5'10". Like, she was really tall. I shit y'all not, Trisha was like no more than 5 foot, like no more than 5 foot. So it was legit like this, okay? Did not know Trisha like that. We just saw her in the hallways. We knew of her. Like, we knew of her. We had heard a lot of shit about her, but we never fucked with her. We never talked to her. We didn't have no classes with her. She was not relevant in our life. So like, what the fuck ever. We just knew of her. So Alicia looked at her and was like, who the fuck are you? In my mind, I was like, girl, that's Trisha. Like, you know Trisha. Trisha that was in the boys' bath, that Trisha. Y'all know Trisha. Alicia looked at Trisha and was like, get the fuck out of my way. I'm trying to talk to my man. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Move. She was like, what you mean your man? She was like, this is my man. When she said that, oh my God, I'm like getting anxiety just saying this. Okay, she said that, and she said, this is my man. She was standing in front of Orlando, and this dude put his arms around her waist and like pulled her in. So she's like sitting there standing in front of Alicia, and like Orlando's arms are around her. Oh my God. Oh my God, my friend's gonna go to jail. Oh my God. You guys, before I could even realize and process all the fuckery that was happening around me, Alicia lunged at her and grabbed her by the hair and was like, bitch, what? Like grabbed her by the hair and started punching her in the face. So Trisha gets Alicia by the hair, and Alicia had like really long curly hair. And so Trisha had her hands all up in Alicia's hair and was like just pulling her hair. She wasn't throwing no punches. She wasn't about that life. She just wanted to pull hair. She was a pulling hair ass bitch, okay? Alicia was a talking fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, Alicia wasn't a quiet fighter. You know how, like, there's a difference? Alicia was one of those fighters, like, she would hit you with every syllable that she was saying. Like, I don't know why she did that, but she was like, who the fuck was talking to you, you stupid bitch? What the fuck? Like, hey, like, can you just, like, stop talking and just beat her ass? And it was just, like, disrespectful the way she came at Alicia, so I couldn't even blame Alicia for losing her shit and beating the shit out of this little girl. And Alicia legit fought like a dude. So she had her left hand up in that bitch's hair and was sitting there punching her right in the face. Trisha's more so pulling Alicia's hair. So she's like pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and Alicia's just sticking her in the face. So like Trisha's falling at this point and like pulls Alicia down on top of her because she just has all her hands all up in Alicia's hair. So Alicia ends up on top of Trisha because Trisha like literally pulls her down with her. So they had just fallen onto the ground. Alicia's still just punching. At this point, her hair is all over. She was not ready to be in no fight. She did not have no time to pull up her hair real quick. So she's like just fighting blindly because she got pulled down and all of her hair is around her face. Sticking her in the face. She even got her in the neck. Like she was just like, girl, just like fucking just sticking her, right? Y'all remember how I told you there were other girls there, and it was like Trisha's ratchet ass fucking friends, and one of those bitches decided that she was gonna jump in and pull Alicia by her hair to get her off of Trisha. Well, shit, I guess I'm fighting. I guess it's happening, okay? I dropped my backpack. I ran at her full force, and I wrapped her up like a goddamn football player. They teach you in football, and took her ass down. And the minute she went down, our fists just start fucking flying. And I couldn't even tell where I was hitting her. I just knew that it was on and popping. I'm about to beat your ass because you decided that you were gonna get in something that ain't none of your fucking business. So now we gonna fight, bitch. You got me all the way fucked up and to the left, girl. I just feel punches all over my ribs and my thighs, and she's like fucking just punching. I'm punching, and some of them are landing, some of them aren't, and I'm trying to fucking get as close to her face as I can. So I'm just like trying to punch anywhere that I can, and I ended up knocking her right in her nose. Like I legit felt her nose up against my knuckle, and I was like, bam, bitch, right in the fucking face. Like I got your ass. And my adrenaline's pumping, and I legit can't feel any pain. I feel her hitting me, but I can't feel anything. She's not hitting my face. She's hitting all over my body, my arms and my thighs and like my ribs. But I didn't feel no pain because of all the adrenaline. So we're like fucking full on fighting, and I'm like about to kill this bitch because I hate that shit. That makes you a fucking coward. If your friend gets into a fight and gets her ass beat and it's one-on-one, your friend's just gonna have to learn. You win some and you lose some, but you cannot just jump into a fucking fight that your friend is in, and just because she's losing, you decide to be a fucking coward and jump the other girl. Like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? It has nothing to do with you, and now you're getting punched in your fucking face because you decided to get in some business that wasn't your own. I just remember everything happening so fucking fast, and I just saw fists flying and hair everywhere. And then I looked down, you guys, and I just saw blood all over my arm and my hand. And it was like so much blood. And I couldn't even tell if it was coming from me or if it was coming from her. And like in my head, I was like, I haven't gotten punched in the face. Like, am I bleeding somewhere else? Like, what the fuck? So I stopped hitting her and I was like, what the fuck? I like jumped up and I looked down at that girl, you guys, that I was fighting. And she had just gotten her nose pierced. I had no fucking clue. Even if I did, I don't really give a shit. I punched her, and when I punched her, like the piercing had like ripped a little bit, and she was fucking bleeding everywhere. everywhere. Like, you would have thought that I fucking shanked her ass. She was bleeding so much from her nose, and it was like a fresh piercing. Like, she had gotten it like a day or two before. And I was like, why the fuck would you get involved in a fight when you know you just got your nose pierced, you dumbass? You fucking ruined my piercing, you stupid bitch. And I was like, I'm stupid, you're dumb, hoe. Now you got a bloody ass face, and maybe you'll learn next time before jumping into shit that don't involve you. I looked over at Trisha, you guys, and she was fucked up, okay? I want to say that 90% of the punches that Alicia was throwing was landing and on this bitch's face, man. Like, she had a busted lip, like she had like a cut like right here on her brow bone. She was fucked all the way up. Alicia had no mercy on this bitch. Now, Alicia was like, come on, let's go. Like, let's just fucking go. And she looked at Orlando. She was like, I'm so done with you. Don't fucking call me. Don't talk to me. She was like, fuck you. So I grabbed my backpack and like legit, you guys, like I had blood everywhere. Like, it grossed me out. The minute that I realized that it wasn't my blood, ugh. So we ended up walking to the RTD station, and I looked like a fucking crazy person. I really did. I had blood all over my arm. It was just on one side, on my right arm and on my hand, and it was all over my sleeve. And I had to wait at the bus stop like that. And we were like, Alicia's hair was all fucked up, and like her face was all red, our makeup was all smeared, my shit was all fucked up, I had blood all over me. How did my evening go from like going to Chipotle to like getting into a fucking fist fight with a bitch I don't know, and then getting blood all fucking over me? We got to our apartment complex, and Alicia stopped and just hugged the shit out of me. Like, she almost like made me stop breathing. She hugged me so hard, and she was like, dude, you're the realest friend. Like, you jumped into that shit without even thinking. And I was like, dude, what did you expect me to do? Like, I'm not about to let some random bitch be pulling on your hair and for two girls to be ganging up on you and fighting you. Like, that's not fair. Like, if your friend gets into it, hunty, I'm getting into it too. If it takes two of you to take down one person, y'all ain't shit. Sorry, I mean, for real. So that is a story about the time that we had a Christmas brawl, because it was like right before Christmas break, and we were supposed to be like all up in the Christmas spirit, and instead we're fighting two bitches in the middle of the field like ratchet ass females, okay? And then we rode the public transportation bus home. So that is a story about my Christmas brawl and one of the worst fights that I had in high school. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to leave me your thoughts down below in my comment section. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified of all of my new videos, especially story times here on my channel every single Thursday. I would love to expand my Glamazon family. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. Make sure that you leave me your thoughts down below. I love reading y'all's funny ass comments and y'all's funny ass stories. I know I'm not the only one that has been through this, so let me know, girl. Stay tuned for another Ask Nikki soon, and I also have some fun holiday videos coming for you guys as well, so stay tuned for that. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.